never ban. All the Muslim cars now, with your baggy up. Light up my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a baggy up. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to another episode of Crossroads in Boxing with myself, CJSP8, my main man, Eric ARF. Thank you for joining us, guys. Firstly, how are you, pal? It's been a while, mate.
I know, it's been a while since it's been me and you. Just me and you. It's been a minute. But, yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. A decent weekend of boxing, what we've just had. But, yeah, I'm ready for this. Sorry that we're late. That's all. Well, I might as well take the blame for it. Yeah, we'll just say it was my bad, but I apologise for the lateness. But yeah, before we carry on, we're going to go to our promo video for D-Rock Clothing.
And we're back. Thank you, guys, to everyone who's tuned in, everyone who's going to tune in, and everyone who's with us right this second to enjoy the show and talk about the weekend of boxing we've just had.
Yeah, a really good weekend. Obviously, didn't end how I think most of us wanted or felt like it would have ended. But all in all, a really good weekend of boxing, and we'll go through the card from top to bottom, well, bottom to top, should I say. We had the first fight of the night was Joe Harworth. Another really good performance from Joe Harworth. 1 second, CJ, just take over this second.
Yeah, Joe Harworth again, very impressive. The lad from Wigan, stepping up. I suppose we can link him straight in with Joe Hayden. At similar stages in the career. I think Joe Hayden's quite a bit further on. I think he's on to nearly 20 odd fights in here. He's really jumping up, but he's finally stepping up now, taking on different opponents. That's Joe Hayden. But yeah, Joe Harworth, he looked polished. Started sitting down on his shots. He's impressing me. In fact, Dave Allen's like little camp, so to speak. He's stable. He's got some great little fighters coming through. Joe Hayden particularly impressed me since his win over Lewis Booth the other month. I mean, he's got to be one of the most boxed, most active people in the country, surely to God, hasn't he, Joe Hayden?
Yeah, well, Joe's got another fight. He's got another fight scheduled. I'm sure he's got another fight. Has he got another fight scheduled? Yeah, he's got another fight scheduled next month. Yep, in a month's time.
Is that the Matchroom?
Pardon? At the Dome, yeah, Doncaster Dome.
Oh, Donny Dome, right? Okay. Yeah, he's coming on leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
He's really showing. He's really going through his set.
Yeah, he's going through. He's going through his skill set. He's improving every time. I saw him when we went to watch when me and Ricky went to card. Boxed really well there, and he's, like you said, he's very active, which is what you want. People are going to look at his figure and go 22-0, and he's fought nobody. This is what you're supposed to do when you're coming into the game. Be active when you're a prospect. When you are going through them levels, activity is the best thing for you, because when you get up there to the title contention, where I believe Harworth he's looking for. Joe Harworth looking for a title soon, I believe. But Joe Hayden, he's early in his career, and yeah, 20 fights sounds like a lot, but it's just activity. I think Dave Allen is the way he's doing his career, and as Joe's career going is really good.
Yeah, I think it's important that people realise that as well. He's learning his trade on the job, Joe Hayden. And actually, as for Joe Howarth, and I didn't know this, it's only from commentary on Saturday night, he had no amateur career whatsoever. He only had white collar. So a bit of a Fabio Wardley story. There's nothing more impressive than that to me, because he looks a very polished boxer, does Joe Howarth. I was very shocked that he had
polished. Very polished.
Very good, yeah. Very good. We've got a couple of comments straight away, so I just want to shout out Libster. She's put, "What up, you legends? Good to hear from you, Libster. It's been a long time since I've been on this." And Absolute Boxing, how's it going, lads? We're living the dream. We are living the dream.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Next fight on the card, there was Conor Tudsbury. Really good performance, stoppage. He's early in his career, 2-0. Just going through the levels, obviously fighting a guy with an upside down record, but you're 2-0, you move on. Get like Joe Hayden, just get that activity when you're a young pro coming through. And the same for Ibrahim Solomon. I thought that was a really good performance from Solomon. He boxed really well. Kept moving, pivoting, turning. I liked how he boxed. He was one of the fighters on the card that impressed me. I really enjoyed his performance.
And then we're stepping up to, I think I've got it right, Hamza Uddin then. Next bout.
Hamza Uddin.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Hamza?
Hamza Uddin, for me, he was the fighter that probably impressed me the most on the card, because I like his style. We've not had a guy like that. Obviously, we're going to go instantly to Naz. How is this the showboat in between for the lower weights? Obviously, we've got Ben Whittaker who does it, and not a lot of people like it. But I like the loose style of Hamza Uddin. His footwork is really good. He's sharp. Punches on the move all the time. Really, really impressive. I said it was a Naz-esque performance. He just showboated his way through, and the 3 knockdowns, what he got to finish the fight. The body shots was lethal. I enjoyed them.
Just so I don't look like a muppet and I'm smiling ear to ear for no reason, will you just put up Raz comments so everyone can see? Because otherwise I'm just going to look at text. There is a reason I've got this cheesy grin. Raz put a comment saying, "I'll be reading your piece soon, CJ. Didn't know people could read and write up in Yorkshire." I think you're very rude, young man. Very rude indeed. We are highly educated up here. Hamza, also the first British Bengali to become English champion. Did not know that. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, I really, his performance was the performance of the night for me out of the fighters. Really good, flashy. Just won it in style, and the stoppage as well. The body shots. He knew he had his guy hurt to the body, and he just whipped him in, dropped him with the first one. He got up, did the same thing again, and I was surprised the referee actually let it go on and let him get up and go for the third one. But he did it in style, and new English title. Sorry, new English champion. Really, I'll get my words out. Yeah. New English champion was Hamza Uddin. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, very classy. Sorry, 1 second, mate. We've got another son to become first soon. I'm guessing that is to become first. Yeah. British champ when he does your neighbour Conor Kelso. Yeah. You see, you just you just beat me to that. That was gonna be my my shit sandwich version of it. Of really impressed me. He was classy. He was oozing in confidence. The way he moved around that ring was like effortless at times. He was clearly a cut above his opponent, and you can only box who's in front of you. I understand that. Now, when King Conor comes to play, now we're going to see a different story, because Conor can move. Conor can box. That is going to be a great fight, though, and I mean fantastic. As we're just saying now, he's not seen too much of Conor Kelsall, so I mean that is really, really. If we can make that happen, that is going to be a tasty, tasty fight, and another big win for Yorkshire. Pity he has a hand injury. Needed to get that Kelsall fight on the Whittaker undercard. Yeah, it would have been nice, man. Very, very, very nice.
Who's injured, Conor or Hamza?
What's that? Sorry, mate.
Is Conor injured or is it Hamza who's injured?
Conor. Conor's got a slight niggle, but although he was supposed to have a deal elsewhere. Actually, I can't say too much. I don't think from his dad, but he was supposed to have international deals elsewhere, but they've both not quite gone through. But Conor's raring to go. Conor wants challenges, wants to be up there, just wants to prove himself, man. That's all he's ever wanted to do, and he's a good kid, very good kid. But clearly, Hamza's going to have a really, really stylish career, and he's going to be wanting the limelight, and he does it so well.
And going through this going this route where you've got the English title now, next step will obviously be the British title, and going this route, you pick up fans on your fan base on the way. And that's what I always say with British fighters when you're coming up. It's all right instantly when you're 2-0 and 3-0 only fighting on the Saudi cards. It's all well and good, but when you're a fighter, you want the fan base, and when you when you can keep fighting, keep active, and build a fan base, and going through the British level and take the British fans with you on your journey, that's when boxing is at its peak. Like obviously, the likes of Ricky Hatton did it, AJ did it, Naz did it. You know what I mean? A lot of those fighters, those are the names you want to be around. Even the likes of Josh Warrington did it, but he sort of did it just with a Leeds fan base, to be fair. It's gone. But
oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, I think Hamza can certainly do that. Obviously, with Conor Kelsall having that British title, as you say, CJ, it's going to be a tough one for him.
Yeah, I wish me and Hamza could have done with a bit of swapping over in our boxing careers. I could have borrowed his skill set, and he could have borrowed my looks, and then we'd have just been the complete fighter between us. We'll leave that one there, right? Don't start getting cheeky now.
Yeah, no comment on that.
So if we move forward from that, we have the Josh Padley, Reece Bellotti fight.
Yes, it was Padley first, wasn't it? Yeah.
What are we saying, boys? What are we saying?
Before this fight last week with Ricky, I predicted that Padley would win, probably by late stoppage. Seeing Reece Bellotti's previous fight, where he got stopped. Was it against Conor Walker? Or was it who stopped? Was it Conor Walker who stopped? Someone stopped him anyway. Can't remember who it was. I'm trying to think. But anyway, he got stopped, I think, like fourth or fifth round. And I always said that Reece Bellotti is one of those fighters that you think he's done. And you're like, yeah, but he's a tough veteran. A guy that I believe can always upset you. If he's on it, he can upset you. But I felt like he's probably at the end of his career, Padley would get him late and stop him. But it wasn't the fight we got. For me, I think Reece controlled the first half of the fight, very much so. Just work rate for Reece. He just kept working. Padley, I think, was a little bit too passive early on. He was sort of waiting for the perfect shot early. He kept the perfect punch. He kept waiting, and whilst he was waiting, Reece Bellotti for me was working. And he was banking those rounds. I think it got to something like this. Was it 6th or 7th round? I was like, Padley needs a sweep. Padley needs a sweep to even get a draw here. And Padley showed that he has got resilience, because I felt like he was hurt really badly to the body. I think Reese knew that. He was targeting that body. Padley's corner and himself did really, really well. Fair play to Jason Cunningham for getting him through that, because he was hurt to the body, and I felt like it was maybe 1 or 2 punches away to that body where Padley probably would have took a knee and gone down. But he did well. He covered up well, managed to box his way out of it for the later rounds. I think Reece Bellotti probably got tired. Gas went a little bit, and Padley's skill set sort of shone through. He started boxing a lot better. I had a draw on my scorecard. I felt like if anyone should have won it, it should have been Reece Bellotti. But Padley got it, and it's one of those fights where you fought a veteran who's been there, seen it, done a lot in the game. It's a tough fight. You've got away with it. You move on and just put that one down. There's a bad day in the office, and you move on to the next step. Yeah. I don't believe there needs to be a rematch. I didn't agree with the scorecards. A lot of people are saying it was a robbery or whatever, but it's not a fight you need to revisit. Reece Bellotti's at the end of his career. He's probably got 1 fight left, maybe 2. You can move on. You're young. It's a learning fight. You take that and you move forward. For me,
yeah. Listen, Reece Bellotti, until the end of his career, will always be a tough fight. Always be a good draw. And if you are not on your A game, Reece Bellotti will beat you. There is no doubt about it. He's a fantastic boxer. I won't want to shut up, Ralph. All this southern bias is just doing my head in. What's happened? All the judges were Yorkshiremen. Yeah. With Bellotti, I wouldn't want to be rude to say gatekeeper, but do you know what I mean in those words? As of like, if you are going to make it, you've got to beat Reece Bellotti.
100%.
In our chats, in our podcast chats, so me, Ricky, and Ez, other than the banter and the shite talk and football scores, there is also a bit of boxing talk in there. Padley, Ricky sent a picture in a Padley before weighing, all vascular but he was drained, and he did look drained. He did look like every ounce of life went out of him.
Ricky,
which surprised me. He did fight through as strong as he did. Padley did come back very strong, but yeah, I do think he didn't look his best on the scales, as in physical wise. He was drained to death. In my notes, what I wrote on Saturday night with a pen and paper, I just wrote in the start, he just showed Reece too much respect.
Exactly.
He let Reece Bellotti build up. You cannot let a fighter who's going to dominate you get into his rhythm. You showed him far too much respect, but it's always going to come down to the scorecards, this one, isn't it? Fucking wide. I mean, very, very wide.
What did you think of the 97-92? When they read out the 97-92, hand on heart, what did you think?
Bellotti. Definitely Bellotti. I thought, they've been harsh to Padley. And then Padley got his arm raised. Listen, I had it close. Raz a Southern softie, so he's going to always back the Southerners. But I had it very close, nowhere near like that. I'm obviously chuffed to bits Padley's won. If he and his team, which we know personally, have out about him, they're going to avoid that fight like the plague. And hopefully we'll get back in camp and there'll be
I have had pushback on that though, because I did a TikTok about it, obviously about the fight, just to recap as soon as the fight was announced, saying that Padley winning. I didn't think he won the fight. I felt like it was a draw, or Bellotti win, and I don't think that Padley should take the rematch. And one of the guys he put in there is he said he thinks Padley can beat him and probably stop him in the rematch. And I was like, I can understand where you can go from there and say the weight cut was probably they'd done it wrong. It's the first time back down there or whatever. But I don't think it's a risk you need to take. What are you proving? So you go back and fight him and beat him again. You were at the same point you are right now. That doesn't gain you any more. It doesn't gain you any more fans. It doesn't gain you any more grace. You're still in a position. If not, you're a step behind, because you should have probably moved on to the next step. Instead, you've double backed and stayed where you are. There's no point. I don't think there's any point in his career for that. That Reece Bellotti win, or at the end of the day, it was a win. It wasn't a draw. It wasn't a loss. You came away with a win. Take it and run with it for me.
Take it, smile, run with it, feel as cheeky as you fucking must do, because them scorecards were very ruthless.
Speaking of that fight and the scorecards being like one way and people thinking the other, moving on to the next fight, which for me, I'm sure I called this fight of the night. I might have called this. I need to go back and watch last week's. And Ricky was like, no, Padley Bellotti. And I was like, oh, I forgot about that fight, but I'm sure I called this fight was going to be fight of the night. Junaid Boston versus
Fawaz.
Bilal Fawaz. What a fight. From start to finish, a very good fight. And before I give my thoughts and my breakdown about it, fair play to both of them guys. Because in there, both of them guys was hurt numerous times. And they made it a war. They kept it a war, and fair play to them. But starting off the fight, I thought Junaid Boston started off the fight really well. First couple of rounds, really sharp, just boxing, keeping Bilal Fawaz on his keeping Bilal turning, not being able to set, because you could see what he was trying to do. He was just trying to land big shots. He wanted to set his feet and land a big shot, just waiting. And I thought Junaid Boston did really well. But the third round came, and when Junaid Boston got hit with that shot and his legs went, how on earth he stayed up and didn't get dropped in that third round, I do not know. But for about 3 rounds after that, he just got beat up. Junaid Boston came back, got back into it a little bit. He hurt Bilal Fawaz quite a few times. He had him rocking. But a really, really good fight. And at the end of the fight, that was certainly a fight I didn't know who would won it at the end. I wasn't sure who they'd give it to. I was like, I don't think they'll give it to Fawaz with Junaid Boston being the home fighter. I was like, will they give Fawaz the credit he deserves in there? I thought it was they were going to give a draw, but if anybody was going to win that fight for me, Fawaz probably deserved it. If anyone were going to win that fight, and he didn't even know he won the fight when they announced it. But the announcer messed up. The announcer messed up on it. I don't understand why he didn't do the draw card first and then the other two. But anyway, Fawaz came out with a winner. Really good performance. Junaid Boston, I don't know what happens, because that was a rematch. Because I'm sure the first fight was a draw,
majority
right?
Draw. Yeah, majority draw to Fawaz.
Which most people thought Fawaz actually won that first fight.
I think he dropped him 3 times, didn't he, or something ridiculous like that. Yeah. So
I can't remember
maybe a bit calmer.
I can't remember exactly what happened. Let me have a look. I'm on his box rec now. So yeah,
and I've got a comment. I've got a comment on Bilal Fawaz being 38, man. Fuck me, I hope I don't look that good at 30. So heaven forbid, that man is blessed genetically and been in that much shape and look that good. He's obviously started boxing a bit later in his career and he's had some setbacks, I'd heard, through coming into the country and whatever else. But yeah, Fawaz impressed me. He changed his game plan through the night. He obviously was trying to load up at the start. Got a lot of success. And it is a rematch for Bostan. Well, both of them, obviously, but Bostan's young, star boy. Yeah. He will come again. Yeah. He's got a great team around him, obviously, Miffer, and even Dalton just being in his corner. He must be learning so much day in, day out. He lost his head a little bit through the fight. Obviously, that was Fawaz's plan, kept winding him up.
He tried to fight. And as soon as he went to fighting, he couldn't get out of that. He couldn't get his mind away from fighting Fawaz. I don't know why his corner was telling him exactly what he needed to do. And the corner work fair play to the corner, because the corner was saying, stop fighting with him. Box him. Don't stop. Just stop fighting with him. But all night, Boston kept. And when he stopped fighting and he was boxing, doing really well. He'd hurt Fawaz, but then he'd get back into, as soon as he'd hurt Fawaz or stunned him, he got back into that zone of, I want to scrap you. And Fawaz was just catching him. He was giving Fawaz a chance, in my opinion.
Did you? I'm just slightly coming off topic here. Did you notice Tony Bellew? Have you seen Rare? He's a cheeky guy.
He was fuming. I don't know, because I was watching, and it's from it started with the Padley fight. I'm sure. No, what was the fight start with? Was it Padley it started with? It started with someone, and they kept going to him, and he just seemed like pissed off, because it was the Padley fight, because he was saying, nah, Reese is doing, Padley's not doing anything. And Carl Frampton was just like, I've seen that one a little bit different to Tony, but Carl was kind of like, he's pissed off. I don't want to piss him off anymore. So I would just say, like, because the fight was close, but I don't know. But all night he was just fuming. Even the Junaid Boston fight, he wasn't giving Fawaz any credit at all. He wasn't giving Fawaz any credit of what he was doing. He just kept saying, "Oh, yeah, the slicker boxer who's landing the." I'm like, what?
I don't know if he's like fucking tied to it contractually, but he had a face or like a badger's ass all night, didn't he? Like, if you do not want to be there, man, just stop doing the commentary, because it puts a downer on it as well, mate. Like, you're interested to hear what everyone's views are on it. And for Ra, you need to eat some Yorkshire puds, man. I've seen you. You built like a ray. You need some of them Yorkshire puds, bastards. So moving on to obviously a very sad ending to the night for us Yorkshiremen with Arslan Hill Makhmudov having the win over Dave. I mean, I just think he took too much punishment too early on. Dave's tactics of "you will hit my chin and tire" Homer Simpson style, it wore out. He took far too much punishment early. Makhmudov he isn't going to go anywhere. Listen, he's earned a fan in me that night, and how we spoke afterwards, I thought he was a genuine person. I can't imagine what it would have been like coming into that atmosphere as the enemy, because Christ Almighty, mate, it was ruthless. He's not going anywhere in the heavyweight division. I'll say that straight away. Any top 10 heavyweight destroys Makhmudov very easily, I think. But for Dave, listen, he's been at this stage before in his career. It's just whether, I mean, he says he wants to fight on. He obviously wants a British title, but when you see performances like that, unfortunately, those are the guys. I don't want to say this as in touch wood. Those are the guys that end up with a brain injury later on in the career, or later on in life they'll start slurring the words and whatever, pugilistic or dementia, things like that, because he took some serious punishment in that ring. I don't want to see that again for Dave at all, mate.
Yeah. The fight itself, I felt like it was probably going to plan 4 rounds in, just not as much clean shots. I didn't expect Dave to win many of the first few rounds. But 6, 7, 8, Dave just didn't let his hands go. Makhmudov, he was tired. His legs were gone. Dave had him rocking a few times. But as much as Dave has a chin, it seemed like Makhmudov has a chin, because I felt like Dave should have gone to the body a lot more in the fight. When he did throw, he headhunted, and he didn't throw enough for me. There was barely any body shots, especially in the mid rounds, because I felt like Dave won the 4th round. Maybe I think he won like the 4th round, and 5, 6, 7. Makhmudov was tired, and Dave didn't go to the body. He didn't really let his hands go. when he had him going in the 9th, I was up jumping about, thinking this is the moment. But the bell saved Makhmudov. Fair play. Dave's not the only one with a chin, clearly.
Clearly.
But yeah, Dave said it himself in the corner. I think after the 8th round, I've took too much. I've took too many shots. He just couldn't muster the energy to let them shots go, them big shots go, and let his hands go when he needed to. And like you said, Makhmudov, fair play to him. Good performance by him. A very good performance by him, by the way. I'm not just saying Dave had a bad night. Makhmudov did really well. The jab, the straight shots from Makhmudov was really, really good. But like you said, he's not going anywhere. They're way too slow. Dave allows you to hit him, and you're not going to get that from the top 10. Like you said, you're not going to get fighters sitting right in front of you, allowing you to hit them. Yeah, Makhmudov he showed me exactly what he'd shown before, really. That after 4 rounds, he hasn't really got it in him. Fair play, he stuck in there, and he ended up finishing and winning the fight. But I think against a world level opponent, Makhmudov probably gets took out again. He punches hard, but it's too slow. It's so predictable. Every shot is straight. Yeah, I don't know where he goes from here, Makhmudov. I don't know.
I mean, if it is true, AJ fancying that fight as his return.
As soon, you know how I know how bad it was. Frank Smith came out straight after his AJ fighting him. They saw that fight and it's just like AJ fight. If Makhmudov had gone in there and sparked Dave out in 2-3 rounds, I guarantee you, Frank Smith would be like, yeah, I think AJ. Look at AJ DM'd him, said, I think that's a good fight because of the optics of it. They know that he cannot mess with it, AJ. They know he ain't going. Like, if AJ goes to fight him now, the backlash they will get when AJ stops him is not worth it. But had he stopped Dave in 2-3 rounds, I think instantly, because AJ got knocked out last time, he's a big puncher. Instantly, people, you know what boxing fans are like. Instantly, what you've done in your career, who you fought in your career, no longer matters. You got knocked out last time. Now this guy who's knocked Dave Allen out is going to knock you out. That's how it works in boxing fans' heads. So there's no way that fight will happen. Like Raj just said, Makhmudov might be tailor-made to make AJ look good. Yeah, but it is a turn, and I always thought that anyway. When Makhmudov put that tweet out or whatever, that screenshot that AJ DM'd him, I was like, yeah, it's tailor-made. But they're hoping that he goes in there and does a job on Dave Allen, who doesn't get stopped, or doesn't get knocked out, should I say? Who doesn't get knocked out. Had he done that, the optics of an AJ versus Makhmudov would look really good. Because there's so many fans who love to hate on AJ anyway. So instantly, you've got those guys, you've got the Fury fans, you've got those guys who don't like him. Instantly, boom! Oh, Makhmudov can stop AJ. That and then the optics would look perfect for AJ and that. But I don't want to see that fight. I want to see AJ back in there. I don't think AJ needs an easy fight. I'm sick of these pros. You have training camps, man. You've been at these levels. Going back down and fighting fighters that aren't on your level. There's no point in the game when you're supposed to be the top 4 or 5 fighters in the world at heavyweight. So I think you come back and you fight somebody in the top 10, somebody who people perceive that can beat you.
I'm just going to jump on these comments as 1 minute. We've got Trey, if we go back up a few. Yes, big up to my brothers. Trey, thank you, mate. Nice to have you on, brother. The Yorkshire Dream Team is back.
Yeah. Just a third of us. 3/3 of us. 2/3 is it? Or whatever it is. We're not good at maths in Yorkshire.
No. Great fight. I think that was the Boston Fawaz fight. Fantastic fight.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Next for Dave, I don't know. I think Dave still has time at domestic level. Anybody that wants to go past at domestic level now, you look at the domestic scene. I think Dave can hang with any of those guys. Obviously, you've got Wardley's no longer a domestic fighter. Otome ain't a domestic fighter. But who's domestic? You've got Clark, who's domestic, which Dave needs to redeem himself if that fight was ever to happen again. After what happened in the first match. You've got TKV, you've got Clark, you've got that winner. Everybody, Solomon Dakers, you've got people like that in there. And I believe that Dave is that guy. If you want to get to the next level and past British level, if you beat a Dave Allen in a good fight, beat a Dave Allen, drop a Dave Allen, stop a Dave Allen, it stands you in good stead. He's a guy that doesn't get stopped and will give you work. But at world level and anything above British level, I'm not sure Dave can hang. I'd like to see him go for the British title, just one more push for it.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'd like to see that. I think he's got to have his name in the ring for the winner of Clark TKV. It's 100%. Got to be in there.
Yeah, I think he needs to get back out there, fight an eliminator for that, or whatever it is, to get a shot at that title.
The only other person I can imagine, if I don't know, if for whatever reason, if he has to fight before the winner of TKV and Clark, say an eliminator, I could possibly see Adelaide coming back down. Possibly, I don't know. I mean, he had Ivkovic giving that spanking. A tough fight though. I mean, they're all tough fights out there. Let's be real. TKV is a nightmare for anybody. Like you just say, he would have to really do some soul searching and sort out that Clark rematch, because that was a fucking horrendous fight to watch. And Adelaide, dangerous, man. Adelaide's very dangerous for anybody. But there's some great fights there domestic. You've mentioned Solomon Dakers there, who seems to have come back, changed his game plan quite a lot. Looks a lot more polished and settled in himself. There is some fantastic fights to be had. We've just had a comment from someone, mate. I can't load it up.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. If AJ is stepping down, which you know he will, Makhmudov wouldn't be terrible. Who would you rather AJ face? Just join, sorry if I already answered. Listen, man, the Makhmudov fight.
Let me have a look at the top thingies.
Everywhere. So while Ez is doing that, yeah, while Ez is researching that, mate, my opinion to that, he takes Makhmudov out in 4, if that. He eats punches as Makhmudov. He doesn't have any sort of guard. So why does he need a tune-up? Like Ez said, he's been at the top, the pinnacle of the sport for I don't know how long and for how many times. Hrgovic, possibly, fight for AJ, but it's a big, dangerous fight, and it's whether Hrgovic would want to. AJ would be now high risk, low reward, other than having his name on your career, on your record. I think, has Zhang just signed up with Chisora? Is that sealed and delivered?
I think they're waiting on Chisora, but for that one, I think they're waiting on Chisora. So I'm looking at the. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I'll go.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking at the rankings here, and you've got obviously Usyk, Kabayel, Dubois, Parker. The Parker's fighting Wardley. That's 4 versus 6. You've got Okoli, who's at 5. Fury at 7. We know that fight isn't happening. Maria. Gassiev? Yeah, Gassiev, Hrgovic, Hunter, Ajagba, Bakoli, Richard Torres. Like, you're going down the list now of fighters that I do not want to see AJ with. I think the Hrgovic fight, I still would rather AJ come straight back into a Daniel Dubois fight. I felt like he just fought the completely wrong fight in the Dubois. and the Dubois knockout, Dubois shut his eyes and threw the punch. Dubois was hurt. He shut his eyes and threw the punch, and it landed. So AJ got cooked in that fight from first bell to last, obviously. But the time of the stoppage, Dubois was about to get his head knocked off, and he shut his eyes and threw a punch. I want to see that rematch. I don't think AJ should come back to a lower round fight. I think a Hrgović or a Dubois, I'd be happy with. A Makhmudov, no, I'm really not happy with a Makhmudov fight. I'm not after seeing him against Dave Allen. Not even before that, I wasn't interested in it. Definitely after seeing the Dave Allen, Makhmudov stands up way too tall. He stands up way too tall and he's way too slow. AJ is fast. People do not understand. As a heavyweight, he is fast. So, my battery's going there.
I tell you which I noticed. I might be. I know Raz, Mr. Raz, like the internet for me. He just fucking knows things and does things like that. But I noticed that. I noticed Billy Nelson was front row for the heavyweight fight. Martin Bucoli's trainer. So that made me think, would that be a step up for Makhmudov? I mean, Bucoli and Billy seem to call out anybody. They just want the fucking name in the lights, don't they? But that'd be an interesting fight for Makhmudov.
Yeah.
I mean, if Bucoli puts an in fitness.
I can see Martin Bucoli, he's still got problems with FA Jagba, in my opinion. Him and FA Jagba still have to settle that situation out. But, Makhmudov versus Bucoli, two slow, big heavyweights that'll slug it out, because they will slug it out. Martin Bucoli will come in with his wide shots, and Makhmudov with his straight shots. It's who lands first, in my opinion, in that fight. Generally, it's who lands first. I've always been of the opinion that I don't rate Martin Bucoli on that level. On the top 10 or whatever, but people have been saying I don't rate him. I felt like I said that I'd get beat to Parker. People are saying now, it's because of the short note. He'd have got beat by Parker anyway. I believe he'd have got beat by Parker anyway. But yeah, to answer your question, I want to see the Dubois rematch, or I wouldn't mind seeing the Hrgović fight. Anybody else, barring if this somehow Turkey comes out and says, right, I've made Joshua Fury. Apart from that, it's like there's no other fights. Fighting Lawrence Okoli, what the hell does that do for you? That doesn't prove you still got it, in my opinion. To answer your question, that's the two, Dubois or Hrgović, and I'll be happy. Miller would be a good step for AJ, but doesn't deserve to even be in this sport, in my opinion. And I doubt AJ or Eddie would give him that opportunity. Yeah, the Miller fight is always going to be that fight for AJ where it's going to sell. The hype will be there. Everything about that fight, all the intangibles in this fight makes for a great fight. The fact that Miller doesn't really tire out, he lets his hands go, he's action-packed, can get stopped, AJ can get dropped and stopped. It makes all sense, that fight. But like you said, I don't think, especially right now in AJ's career, because that whole situation really messed AJ's trajectory and where he was going. That situation, because obviously then instantly got beat to Ruiz, who was the replacement. Hadn't that not happened, we might have got the undisputed fight with AJ and Wilder. But we'll never know. So I don't think they'd give him a shot. Not at this moment, anyway. Not in a situation where AJ needs to win. There's no point in fighting a Miller and giving that guy a platform, because whoever beats AJ will get a platform. And Miller being AJ, that would, Jesus Christ, the amount that would catapult Miller is mental. I don't think he deserves it.
No, I don't deserve that stardom at all. I think his name's. I mean, if you take the drug cheating out of it, his name's out of this for me because there's a poor performance with Dubois anyway, and so on and such forth. He's just a dick, really, and let's be right. But like you say, the fight will always be there on paper because of the fucking how crazy the build up to that was, and it was exciting, wasn't it? I mean, the press conference where he pushed him, and I still never seen that gloves are off. I don't know if they ever released it. It was supposed to be really tasty, wasn't it?
Yeah, they've never released it. I think that gets released once AJ retires. That's when that gets released.
Right. I can't wait for that.
I reckon. Yeah. But right, we'll move on to. There's a few fights what we can touch on. Obviously, you've got the list of who people are fighting. There's a few prospects on. We'll just fly through the prospects who are fighting on this weekend's card. Obviously, these are prospects that they're in fights, favourable fights, activity fights. I like to call them. What they've got to go through. We've got who we got first on that card, CJ?
Well, there's two sort of on the undercard names I haven't heard of. I'll just mention them anyway, just because we're here. We've got Adam Macker and Jermaine Dilwayo, I'll say on that one. I'm not 100% on the spelling on that, guys, so I do apologise. Then jumping up to Tia Mayatan, obviously, who made, you just said, a lot of noise on social media recently. Everyone's excited.
Everybody. Her name is on everybody's lips. No pun intended or like that, but yeah, she's she's hot property right now. Right now, everybody, she's the next Katie Taylor. That's what they're saying. She's the one who's going to be flying the flag for women's boxing. Apparently, what is it? What is she? 303 in an amateur fights or something like that. She said she was. She looked crazy like that. Lomachenko-esque amateur career, we'll say. So yeah, very excited to see her. Obviously, there's a lot of hype, but we know there's been fighters who come in with a lot of hype, and the game just ain't for them.
We've got. I'll move on from that one. We've got Emmanuel Buttigieg. He's boxing Christian Schembri. I think I've got that right. Taylor Bevan versus Lucas Ferneza.
Yeah,
and then Shannon Ryan.
Eddie Hearn's really high on that. Tyler Bevan. Yeah, Eddie Hearn's really high on him. Yeah, so he's one to look out for.
I've heard good things about him. When I've read on socials, he's supposed to be one for the future. But yeah, the next one I'm really excited for: Shannon Ryan versus Chloe Watson.
Yeah, I think we're in for a really second. Is this her second fight with Matchroom? I mean, it's his second fight with Matchroom, right?
Possibly. You might be right on that one. I'd have to check that, but I do think...
Yeah, I'm sure Matchroom's signed. I'm sure it's his second fight.
I do think on paper that's a very good fight. And then we've got Jimmy Sains.
Back out again.
Jimmy Sains is boxing Troy Coleman. It's a good card. It'll be a tasty little card. It's one of them, not a lot of people knows everyone on the undercard, but I have no doubt.
Right?
Friday night, mate. Yes. Tomorrow night at York Hall, Bethnal Green. And then the main event, Kieran Conway versus George Liddard. I'll start if you want, mate.
Yeah, you go for it.
I fancy Liddard for the fight. I was just trying to get my notes up. I had them written down somewhere here, but I fancy Liddard for the win. They're obviously giving him a very big push. The lad from Billericay. He's been outstanding in his last performances, but this is a very, very good step up for him. This is the fight he needs to sort of prove he is as good as people are saying he is. Now, Kieran Conway, I was just about to say up and down career. He hasn't really, has he? He's lost 3 times and he's had a draw. Kieran Conway has had a good career and he's still doing very well. His last couple of performances, I thought he's sort of into another gear. I mean, it's crazy to think that where we're looking at, me just look down here, 2019, he's boxing people like Ted Cheeseman. Do you know what I mean? Big Cheese has been out of the game a long time, hasn't he? So, yeah, Kieran looked dominant in his last performance, so I think Lidard's going to pip it due to youth and that bit of class. He seems to have a little bit of pedigree behind him. But if Kieran Conway puts on a performance like we all know he can, it could be a very, very tough night for Lidard. And Kieran could just push him in them later rounds in the deep water. I can't see a stoppage for Lidard, so I'm just going to go that he's going to sort of outclass him early. And then Kieran Conway's maybe going to pinch the later rounds. But we'll see. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so earlier I watched both their last fights. They both fought on the same card. Both getting stoppages. Really good performances from them. I think was it Lillard in the 4th round? He got a stoppage, and Conway got one in the 5th round, opposite way. One at 2 anyway. Really good performances from both. Obviously, Conway just winning that British title. I think Lillard winning the Eliminator to fight for that title in his last fight. So we knew this fight was going to happen. This was already planned, both on the same time scale and everything. A really, really close fight for me. Really close fight. Like you said, they're pushing Lillard. And I think he probably gets it done. But I think he stops him. I think he stops him late. I think it's a really, really good fight, but I think he stops Kieran late. I was watching both the fights, just how I think Kieran Conway rushes his work a lot more than what Lillard does. Watching both, they're both getting stoppages, both really good performances, but I felt like Lillard is more methodic and punch placement when he's on the attack, whereas I think Conway sort of smothers himself a little bit too much when he's got somebody in a favourable position. So they've both got power, both can punch a bit. So I think I'm going to go George Lillard late stoppage to win the British title.
It's a very good call. I'm not going to go for the stoppage, but the Lidard win again. The sort of tale of two halves. Lidard sort of showing his class in the start, and then Kieran trying to take him into the deep waters. But if Kieran turns up for this, it's a really fucking hard night for George Lidard, and we're gonna hopefully see what he's made of or what all the hype's about. But yeah, it's a really good card. Actually, it's a really good domestic card. Your call, Bethnal Green, as I said. I'm looking forward to Buttigieg, Bevan, Shannon Ryan, and hopefully that British title fight will shine through because they're both fantastic fighters, both in the peak of the career.
Yep. One more topic before we go. Boots Ennis. I don't know if you watched it. I know Rick is really high on Boots. I like Boots. Boots, I think, is a really good fighter. A lot of people before this fight, which makes me laugh. A lot of people were saying Boots doesn't fight anybody. He's moving up to 154. Doesn't want to fight anyone. Who is a Lima? No one's seen this Lima. This Lima's got beat by who was it? Kira. What's his name? Who beat Liam Smith? What was it? Who beat Liam Smith's last fight?
In his last fight, the brother, the Irish brother.
Steve McKenna. Yeah, Lima got stopped by McKenna. He was a late replacement, in all fairness. And no one was rating this fight. There was no hype behind this fight. There wasn't really any hype behind Boots. Everybody's saying, Boots, why are you not fighting the likes of Virgil Ortiz, Charlo, Fundora? So Boots were getting slandered. We have this fight. He stops him in the first round. And all of a sudden, the narrative has changed that nobody can beat Boots. He is now the guy to beat. Like Crawford will struggle with him. He'll go undisputed. And I say this all the time with boxing fans. We are the weirdest set of fans ever. You can be slating a fighter before a fight, saying he's done nothing, he's nothing, he's not got that good, he won't fight anybody. They win against the same fighter you said that was nothing, and all of a sudden they're the best fighter in the world. Eddie Hearn is the best promoter in the world, and he will tell you. And when he tells you Jerome Boots Ennis will beat Terence Crawford, don't believe him. Don't believe him. Do not believe him. Don't believe him.
Flip the comments up as we've just had Mr. Gladman join us.
Oh, Jack.
Big boy Jack.
Jack is here. What's Jack got to say? Oh, we've always got a few extra minutes for Jack anyway.
All right, lads. New signing season incoming. And Robbie Connor beating Leon Williams will be a big 7 days. Jack, thank you for joining us, mate. It's always a pleasure. And then his next comment saying he should sign Boots. Put yourself out there, man.
Hey, who is his manager now? Because he was with Cameron Duncan, and Cameron Duncan passed away. And then they had the issue. I think it was then his wife who was under, and they managed to get out of that contract. So, it's Aaron McKenna. Is that who he was? Right. Tell us some more funny gossip, Jack. Right. That's always has to come.
Jack, how can Boots get a world title when the WBC belt is being kept for Spence Zayas? His top ranked last product. Barrow will be kept in Germany. Jack, you've got to let us into all these trade secrets, man. You're live on the air now. Who wants to fight in Vegas?
Barrow, that's the other champion, right? That's the other champion at 154. Well, I'm hearing Virgil Ortiz is the next fight. Virgil Ortiz, if they can't get Virgil Ortiz fight done, that Barrow fight will probably be after, because he's got a world title. Boots hasn't got a world title. Neither is Ortiz. But I would rather see Boots versus Ortiz.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I think is that the fight that Turkey wants. So
yes,
if that's the fight Turkey wants, that's usually what's going to be made in the world, isn't it? I think we've
Ortiz has to get past Lubin. Ortiz has to beat Lubin for that fight to happen. And you know what boxing's like. When the fighter has to beat somebody in order for us to get the fight that we actually want, you know what the outcome is. Too many times.
Have you read that last comment?
No, not yet. If Eddie and Boots were serious, why didn't they ask for the IBF to make Boots Mertazayos mandatory? Boots doesn't want to fight under that rehydration clause. It's that plain and simple. He does not want to fight under any rehydration clause at all. He didn't at 147. He didn't like it. And I don't think they'll want to do it again in the career. So I think that fight he wants to do as a unification, because there's no stipulations or weight clauses. Jack, not a clue who manages Boots, but it should be me. I don't disagree with you, Jack. I do not disagree with you, Jack.
Jack, you're the man. Just put yourself out there, brother.
By the way, Jack, speaking of, I've got to say, I was meant to message Jack about this. I completely forgot. Josh, his fight got cancelled because the board, didn't send the opponent in with 7 days notice, even though they didn't get an opponent until 3 days from the fight. They wouldn't sanction the fight because they didn't, quote unquote, hold a space for that opponent. I don't know what the hell is happening, but Josh should be out next month, and definitely fighting. Fingers crossed. That is definitely fighting, because yet again a bit more frustration for Josh Boateng fight falling through because it wouldn't get sanctioned because his opponent because it was a late opponent. I have no idea why, but they did say they wouldn't have that problem again So hopefully Josh can get out. What's Jack say? IBF don't have rehydration clause for unification. Yeah, they don't. That clause is for good, as is 2 belts on the line at least. Well, we've got to an hour, bang on. We might have been late, but we're finishing on time. That's what you do at work. There's no overtime. Jackson. Yeah, no, I was the matchmaker for which fight? What have I missed something?
You matchmake Boots, Jack. Get up, my boy. Anyway, listen, guys.
Jack, I need a sponsor. If you've got that Boots money, I need a sponsor.
Yeah, I need a sponsor, man. Fucking Big Shop's getting well expensive, man. I just need a live sponsor.
For Josh. Sorry, yeah, my mind went for Josh. Yeah. Oh, did you? So they did get in contact with you in the end then. That's good. But yeah, so you'll know all about the situation of why the fight got called off or whatever. But yeah, like I said, I don't do overtime and I'm at the clock machine. It's 1 minute past the hour. But no, thank you for joining, everyone. We'll be back next week to break down this card. And what's the next fight card after this weekend? What's next weekend? I feel like there's one.
Parker Wardley.
Yes, Parker Wardley. We will be giving our predictions for Parker Wardley. Hopefully, it will be the 3 of us next week, but you never know. At least one of us is going to be here.
I've had a bit of time off, guys. I do apologise. I've been really poorly. I got a kidney infection, then I got sepsis actually. So I do have a genuine reason. I've been in bed. I've been in hospital. So that is my claim. But appreciate everyone tuning in. Everyone who's going to tune in and watch it afterwards, thank you. Obviously, we have no show if you guys don't come and watch us talk shite for an hour. Thank you to all those guests that come on, or Jack and Ra and everybody who's come on and commented tonight. We do need to start getting some guests back on. We need to get Jamie Boyle on, man. We need to get Jamie Boyle on this show.
We do. I've spoke to Jamie. Jamie's willing to do it. He is absolutely willing to do it. But it's just timing, and lately we've been inconsistent. So it's one of them where we'll plan it and get Jamie in. But yeah, we are in contact with Jamie. I've got his number, and he said he's willing to do it. So he just literally hit him up with a date, and we'll sort it out properly to get it done. Awesome. Yeah, Jack. I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow. I'll give you a call tomorrow, and we'll chat. Get Boots on. Listen, if we could get close to Boots, I don't listen. That Trey, I know you're watching. Trey, you're the man. I call Trey Magic Man because the stuff that guy can do and the places that guy can get us in. You're the man, Trey. I believe in you. Jack's got a mission for us. We've got to get Boots on.
Yeah, I'm gonna set to the internet and I'm going to bring us some hardcore guests in. I'm just going to bring us some fucking wild guests in. I'm going to set that to be my mission. You watch this space.
Well, we'll have fun. But yet again, thank you everyone for tuning in. And
it's another band. All the Muslim calls now, whichever get up. I stop my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag it up. So it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.